Go. Recording in progress.
Heyo!
Alright.
Welcome back. We're trying all sorts of new things this episode. So hopefully I didn't just blow out your eardrums with that opening scream. But yeah, we're trying new things.
Wouldn't be the first time, I blew out eardrums.
trying to make our sound quality a little better. Trying to do something different with
Not even in the frame.
our video recording as well.
We're facing each other, right?
I can't sit at an angle. I'm blocked by this table.
Landlocked.
I'm landlocked.
Should I just talk to you? Like
Talk
I'm
to
chiding
me,
you?
and I'll just stare at my computer, and maybe and then I'll look over.
I think a slight angle.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know. I think
So, in an attempt to fix our sound quality, we've in the past have just been having a Zoom call, mics connected to different laptops, hundreds of miles in between us. Wi-Fi.
That's the big one.
So we're hoping that being in the same room, recording on the same device, that our sound quality will be a little better. And we're trying to do something new with camera. We got this camera right here.
Shot on iPhone?
We're shot on iPhone. We're not using Zoom anymore.
Yes, and the key is not having the mediation of Wi-Fi. No more mediators. The fullness of time has come.
The fullness, yeah.
Now we no longer see dimly.
No longer
hear dimly. Crispy clear.
See face to face.
Now,
Proximity is important.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here.
I become incarnate.
You have become incarnate.
All right, can you look up how many days until October 13th?
How many days?
We are recording this. Today is Sunday,
October
June 23rd, 2024.
112 days.
112 days until the Chicago Marathon.
2024 Chicago Marathon.
The Bank of America 2024 Chicago Marathon.
Bank of America. Yeah, this is the one we want.
Bailey's now pulling up Sister Steph's email.
We didn't figure out how many weeks though. 16 weeks.
I started my training
16
this past
weeks.
week is my second week of training.
We're 16 weeks out.
We're 16 weeks out. 112 days, 16 weeks out.
We're 16 weeks out.
Yes.
Final answer. 16 weeks out.
112 divided by
by 7
equals 16.
Just running that in.
Thanks, Google. Shout out.
Things that are happening. Team OLA official business.
Okay.
1.
I think I'm gonna sit like this. And apparently my voice is not as loud as Bailey's voice.
Bring the heat. Bring the heat when
All
we're
right.
recording podcasts. Maybe you just have a lower timbre.
Like a tambourine.
You're like, ooh, smooth. It's like Travis and Jason Kelsey.
Ooh.
And you're the Travis. Jason's just screaming and Travis is like, well, all right now.
And you're still louder regardless. I think I'm like really close. I have to eat this mic basically.
Another shout out to another podcast.
Bailey, what are you drinking today?
Prime hydration in the building.
Stay hydrated.
Stay
Please.
hydrated.
It's hot out there.
I think Prime was I think they hydrated during the Tough Mudder, or they were the official hydration sponsors of the Tough Mudder. But I had like one hydration spot the entire 10-mile race, which again dragged them last week for it. Rough Mudder. So
Rough Mudder. All right, off to a great start. All right, ready? That doesn't really count as a roast. It's okay. Because we dragged them last week, it isn't counting.
I'm doing my best to
not drag anyone.
Not roast anybody. People, hold me accountable. If I roast people, drag us in the comments, even though there aren't comments.
Comments are turned off, apparently. I don't know why. I asked to ask Sister Steph, can you not turn off? Can you turn on the comments? Because I want to know what people are thinking.
You want to know what people are thinking? I'll tell you what Sister Steph is thinking.
All right now.
Thinking about the fact that Father Bobby K and Lisa P ran another marathon in Michigan.
Shout out.
Huge stuff. running marathons in the middle of another marathon training block.
Now, Father Bobby says he has not gotten a chance to listen to our podcast, which is sad. Boo! But, now I'm dragging people. All right.
You just booed a Catholic priest.
The spirit just moved.
My God.
Wow, just transferred onto me, huh?
You've blasphemed against the
Okay.
Holy Spirit.
No, I don't know about that. All right, but Father Bobby does not listen to podcasts, but this is his like 6th marathon at this point. I mean, some ridiculous number. He runs like 2 marathons a year at this point.
Doubling up.
So he is training hard and he's making progress, and we're proud of him. From
Super
zero sports background, never played sports ever in his life,
to being an absolute dog.
to like 5 marathons. So
Uh,
and yeah,
Well, I mean,
and
it's only
all after the age of 30, which is
30
hard. That's hard to pull off,
30
man.
after 30.
30 after 30.
30 miles after 30. Sheesh. That should be a challenge. All right, Father Bobby.
Shout out.
Well, when you run Leadville 100-mile ultramarathon,
At 100 years old,
well,
100 after 100.
and we're still Gen Z. We'll record an epic podcast with you. So, and that's another thing. If people are running either like practice races for the Chicago Marathon, tell Sister Steph, let us hype you up. If you guys are getting after it in the middle of training season, and there's some runners who encourage it. They're like, do some sort of race, something shorter, either like a half or a 10K, or a 5K, some open road race, 15K, on the build to the 42 point whatever K marathon, just to get race day locked in. To have that mentality, okay. And the
Race feel.
The same with long runs, like as close as you can to simulate.
Yes. There's something psychologically different about racing as opposed to telling yourself like, oh, today I'm going to do a time trial and it'll be fast, but it's not a race. There's something like the atmosphere that you have to get on a line. There are people watching.
Yep.
It's good to get that experience. If you haven't, I recommend it. Even like a 5K or a 10K.
You're an incredible racer. You turn it on race day.
Psychologically, something different happens. I think I noticed that myself. I need like external motivation to really huck. If it's just me, it's like I'm chilling.
Yeah, I don't because.
I think because I'm sanguine. I need that I'm extroverted energy.
I'm sanguine too, though.
That's true.
If we train together, you'll be like, you're gassing me. You're too fast.
Yeah.
And then we'll run comparable race pace.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's something deeper in my soul.
That David Goggins.
The Goggins mentality comes out. I put on the mind of Goggins during a race. Dude, my laptop was about to catch fire. You hear that thing? That's zone 3. Anaerobic right there. You hear that?
Fat burner.
Fat burner. We are no longer, we're hitting, this is beyond marathon pace. Fast start here. You gotta slow down before you burn out.
Man.
Whenever someone,
awesome.
The amount of people I've encountered, I'm just dragging people today, Bailey. The amount of people I've encountered 4 miles into the marathon who are like, I'm feeling good right now. I'm going fast, but I feel great. I'm just gonna keep going. And my phlegmatic, non-confrontational side is just like, yeah, man, it's all right. Yeah, keep going. Do whatever you want, dude. I just want to call someone out. I just want to tell them, no, you feel good right now because you're only 4 miles in and 26 miles. You need to slow down or you're going to regret this at mile 13.
I don't know what I did last year. Last year marathon, I bagged myself right away. I went out way too hot. One of my opening miles was like sub 7.
I saw your splits. I was like, oh, Bailey.
Back when I was on Strava. Oh my gosh, now I gotta find this. Where is it? 20, there it is. I found it. Pull out the Garmin. Yeah, 6.
Wait, what are your splits here?
These are my splits for
Mile
the opening miles of the 2023 Chicago Marathon. 7:41, 6:42.
Yikes.
Second mile, 7:51, 8:15, 7:28, 7:44, 7:45, 7:43.
That's when
so
you
then
hit
we
cruise
start.
space.
And then 7:53, 56, 57, 59.
Then things started to hurt.
7. Yeah,
things started
and
to hurt.
then Mile 14 was 8:57. And that's the beginning of the unraveling. 8:07, 8:04, 8:13, 34, 52, 9:19, mile 20. 9:54.
What was your
mile
slowest
23. Mile 23, 9:54. Which
Yeah.
is, you know.
So you heard it here, folks.
You heard it here.
Start slow. If you
Start-
feel good 4 miles in, good. Don't go any faster.
Don't go any faster.
Do not go any faster.
Keep it chilly.
Keep it chilly.
Keep that heart rate zone 2.
Zone 2, you want to keep it easy.
Keep it easy.
Keep it easy breezy. And stay hydrated.
Beautiful.
As
Oh,
ever.
girl.
Beautiful as ever. Okay. If you're
What's
thinking two different things there.
What's beautiful as ever?
It's a song that Forrest Frank
Oh.
really soon released. AKA
Forrest Frank or
Surfaces.
Surfaces. Shout out Surfaces. Also shout out Forrest Frank. Just dropped a new album. Kind of fire. They have chill vibes. Maybe it's
I wonder if they'll sponsor Team OLA. Just Christians.
that'd be crazy.
Hey man, Forrest, do you want to make a song for Team OLA?
Another plug for official business sponsors. Reach out to a business, $250 donation, which like is a good donation. I feel like for a business is doable. You know?
Dude, let's do local businesses. I wonder what local businesses.
Maybe we'll get the Lincoln Inn.
Whoa, shout out.
Shout out the Lincoln Inn in DeKalb, Illinois. Breakfast.
Mickey Orty, fueling Team
The
OLA.
McYordan.
Well, Bailey cannot talk right now. All right, Bailey started off too fast, too hot. He's already blown out. It's game over. That was the most incoherent thing I've ever heard you say.
What just happened?
I was gurgling. What was that, dude?
Oh, that's so funny.
That was. We're not recording Wi-Fi. I would have blamed
that-
Zoom for that one, but
Jeez.
now we're raw.
But imagine if that was on Wi-Fi. It would have been even
It would be
more
like,
disjointed.
wah. Ever seen Across the Spider-Verse? Shout out to all your Gen Z pals.
That would have been
Just like glitching
yeah,
out.
Man, I would have been glitching out.
Like Miles.
Sheesh.
All right.
Okay, we're back. Fundraising challenge is going on until the end of June. So if you get the largest number of donations between when Sister Steph sent her email last week and the end of the month, whoever fundraises the most gets an additional $500 towards their fundraising. In the words
seriously?
of Sister
I didn't
Steph
even know about
herself,
this.
if you are worried about your fundraising, it's time to take action.
Wow.
So,
Fair.
yeah, some people I know on the team who I went to college with, late recruits, who we went to college with, late recruits, are reaching out in group chats that I'm a part of, going, hey, donate to my page. And I'm over here like, hey, what about me? Donate to my page. So it's fun. A little team banter, a little team within team competition.
Mm-hmm.
Always remembering that we're fundraising a PR for the sisters. So where are we at right now? As far as last week's email, which is our most recent up-to-date fundraising number, $74,000,
Pretty good.
which is a good number.
Pretty good.
Moving up essentially every day. Thank you
Woohoo.
from everybody. So keep fundraising. It'll be awesome. I can't remember the number we're the PR.
Supposed to hit?
350,000.
That sounds
million,
right.
Something.
Well, $1 million.
If we hit $1 million
Hey, if we get a
for
milli?
the sisters, that'd be, oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. Crazy.
I just think you hit some big organizations.
Big.
Tin Man Elite. Hey. Sponsor us.
I'd love it. Okay, fundraising challenge, and just in general, there's fundraising information, how to use a QGive, sending out sample letters. Another plug for sponsors. Another kind of planning things from Team Motivator, John B. Shout out John B. All sorts of his videos. Our podcast is going. What's going on at the mission? Manual labor. Shout out Brother Matt. Brother Matt, I don't know if you listen to this email or if this, oh my gosh, there it is again.
Email.
I don't know if you listen to this podcast, But I want to apologize for last week, calling it the Franciscan Sisters of the Eucharist. Brother Matt, I see you, I hear you, I love you. You are known, seen, heard, all that good stuff. Brother, the Franciscans of the Eucharist.
I don't think Brother Matt even listens to this.
Man,
But
I wish he did.
I wish he did. Maybe he'd be on.
Brother Matt, I want you to be my friend. I want to be your friend.
All right. Well, all right now. It's
Shut
getting a
up.
little strange. All right. So, see, wait.
Why is that strange? Why is that strange, Conrad?
Pull up the picture.
I want to have holy friends.
Pull up the picture, Bailey. Like, so
Picture
you see that
of-
picture of Brother Matt and Sister Kate?
Sister Kate,
Dragging
Brother Matt.
that branch?
That's
you dragging every single...
That's a full tree.
Oh, wow. It's a full tree.
It's a full tree. Buckthorn.
You know it?
No, I don't know.
Is it?
No
way.
No, I don't know if it's I know a buckthorn's a kind of weed.
I recently
was just-
well, yeah, because you read the Book of Judges in the officer readings.
Oh, that's right. I was just reading something recently
Yeah.
about a buckthorn.
Zerubbabel. I don't know. Was it Zerubbabel? Some guy.
He was like, I'm going to be
Why
king.
would I go? The terebinth trees. They come to rule over us.
That's
Why
right.
would I go to rule over you? To wave over you?
Hey, thanks for calling out that shout out.
What?
I know things are like happening in my mind. I'm like, I was either just talking about this to someone or just reading this recently. I can't remember where it was from. People are going to hear me preaching homilies in the future, and I'm literally I've said this in talks, and I'm going to say this in the future. Like, some saint or holy person said, maybe I've done this in this podcast already, but I just don't remember where things I've read or things I've talked about come from. But they're floating around in my subconscious.
But you remember song lyrics like crazy. So I'm gonna I don't have very good auditory memory. So I just like when I canter, it's awful. Well, it's not that
yeah.
bad. I don't think I'm a great singer, but I don't think I'm terrible. But I think I'm also like, it's hard for me to remember tones. It's hard for me to do that. But it's like, it helps me to imagine what the notes look like.
You need the sheet music.
Music.
You need the chant notation.
Exactly.
Square notes.
Square notes.
Squarespace.
Shout out, huh? And welcome to our sponsor today's podcast, Squarespace. Square Notes has all your Gregorian chant notation needs.
Squarespace is what? They're like a
Website.
You make a website.
Website app.
You knew exactly what I was talking about.
Of course. Why wouldn't I know what you're talking about? Our audiences have no idea what you're talking about right now. They've never heard of Square Note or Squarespace.
Chant notation, the sheet music for Gregorian chant is square notes. They pre-exist the circle notes that are in common musical notation.
Right.
Or modern musical
What we would call
notation.
modern notation. What everyone would call music
Sheet
notes.
music.
Sheet music.
Yeah.
Musical notes.
What people would call it.
Music. All right, Bailey dropped just like that. All right.
Oh,
So
man.
Gregorian chants. Square Notes is fun. Squarespace, making websites.
Making a website. It's a random sponsor.
I do want to start hitting. I need to do this. We need to start hitting random businesses up. I don't know if Sister Steph would like this. She's gonna hear about this. Random people start sponsoring Team OLA.
Maybe this.
We'd have to get a massive.
Maybe this
like, Poundcast. We went to brunch for this, and Bailey is just toast. We had like 5 cups of coffee, and Bailey wanted to drink more energy drinks.
I was trying to. Yeah, we were trying to shout out Ghost.
The Ennies.
The Ennies. Oh man.
All right.
I'm gonna take a deep breath. Maybe this podcast is just gonna be a sounding board for wild, crazy Team OLA fundraising ideas.
Well,
Let's just shoot off an email to like Elon, you know? Just say, hey, can you spare $250?
Hey, Elon. I mean, it's like, what, 25 cents to you, bro? Come on. $250?
I wanted to say that, but I felt like if I said that, you would have dragged me for dragging Elon. That would have been my roast.
We're not really dragging Elon. We're saying he's making buco bucks.
We're staying humble. We're
Yeah.
living in reality.
Right.
He's got that much money.
Yeah, $250 is like, what are you?
It's like chump change.
Yeah.
It's like Trump change.
No, okay. All right, I don't know where to go with that.
I was just thinking about people with a lot of money.
And this is why John thinks this podcast is just a giant word association game.
But it is.
But it is.
Kind of is. But most importantly,
So get creative
it's
about the way you fundraise.
Fun.
So last year, I was graciously given an award by the sisters for most creative advertising.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you remember
I forgot
that?
about this.
Which is actually is my laptop wallpaper. Is a picture of 6 seminarians. Maybe we'll post this in the YouTube. I figure out how to edit this. Is a picture of 6 seminarians running for Team OLA. We're running down the street, Principal Avenue at Mundelein Seminary, and we're wearing the socks.
Full cassock.
Remember the cassocks, and they have the running shoes on. And now it looks like we are flying in that picture, even though in reality we had a camera guy who was just like just jogged to me slowly,
Just jog very slow.
and we were just like it was but it looks like we were flying.
I think we've talked about this on the pod, but I was in the worst mood of my life.
You were hangry,
That
dude.
fall,
You woke up on the wrong side of the
Yeah,
bed.
man. I can't remember what it was.
But afterwards we had fun,
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
and so then the sisters gave me an award for best advertising because Knights of Columbus asked for a picture of the seminarians.
I fundraised a lot.
And I was just like, I want to have fun with this. So try to get creative.
So if you get
we're gonna make a
creative,
video.
if you
or
get
something.
creative in fundraising, and you just don't want to do it, out of love for the sisters, do it out of love for the allocate. Do it out of love for the possible award that you can.
Yeah, or fun. Do it for fun. Do it for love of the Do it for the glory of thyself. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
That's why I run the marathon. Actually, self-glorification. Kidding. Totally kidding. Wrong reason to run.
Nervous laughter,
Nervous
anger,
laughter.
as people. Whoever's listening to this, no one's listening to this.
They just listened to the first unintelligent thing I said. Well,
Well, honest
back
pot
to
shots
normal.
is Sister Steph and PJ. I think you both like to really hype up the YouTube version of the podcast. I almost never listen to podcasts on YouTube. I always use Spotify or Apple. So I don't know if there's just a difference between millennials and Gen Z.
That'll be when we have Sister Stuff on, and we will have her on an episode
After July 8th.
after July 8th. Yeah, it's just gonna be. Tell us your thoughts about cultural about generational differences.
Cultural difference. Well, Sister Steph and I could talk about that. I mean, all right, Sister Steph, tell me the difference between my
man.
people and yours.
Jesus God, right.
I mean, it's objectively true. It's not like a
That
bad
is true.
thing.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm American though, so not really.
Except for when you run the Chicago Marathon and you register for the Philippines. True story. Conrad does this every year, and I respect it. Actually, I respect it. But he says he's from the Philippines. Every year he runs, and last year we were at the expo, and either like someone checking your tag in, someone at the expo was like, "Oh, you're from the Philippines." And Conrad, just the most American man out there, is like, yeah, then just moves on. And that was it. But then, yeah, it was wild. Marathon Expo.
Because there are like 10 Filipinos, so I have to at least be part of the club. I'm hoping to get some sort of award or some money for Team OLA for that. I'm not lying though. I am a Filipino citizen. It's true.
Yeah? You're a dual citizen.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Citizenship in the Philippines.
Nice.
So that's going in the trash.
Not recycle?
Did you recycle?
Yeah, we got a blue bin over there.
Oh. Is that my Jimmy John's from the last time I was here?
No, that's...
Like, geez, really?
Jimmy John's was consumed in this office.
You really don't take out your trash often, huh?
No, trash is taken out all the time. Like, daily. If there's garbage, it's taken out.
It's taken out.
All right.
All right.
We've meandered so far.
I have no idea where we were going with that one, but
Where have we gone? Where have we come from?
anyway, we were also talking about guest. Wait, no. Before that, we were talking about
Backtrack.
Stream of consciousness, thought. Go back in time.
Generational differences.
Generational differences. I don't know.
YouTube versus Spotify.
Here's something you know about.
Okay.
Inside Out 2. You seen it yet?
Ooh. Well, that was a
You haven't
hard
seen it
shift.
yet. Well, I was thinking about the marathon and Inside Out 2. I watched Inside Out 2.
Yeah.
I liked Inside Out 2 a lot. It's very good. Don't listen to any crazy theories online. You just take the movie for what it is, right? Just
Listen to Conrad's crazy theory.
Here's a crazy theory. So the big gimmick in Inside Out 2, if you've never heard of Inside Out, it's just a Disney movie. The whole premise is that it follows, well, there are like two main characters, or several main characters, but it's basically going inside the mind of this teenage girl named Riley, and literally they have the other host of characters. There's Riley and her family in the real world, and then there's like this whole mental space that's like part of the movie.
Inner reality.
Right. And so there are these like different emotions that are actually characters, right?
Sadness,
joy, fear, disgust, anger, right? And so like joy is like one of the main characters, mainly because Riley's like a sanguine, I guess. But then in the sequel, they're joined by her. She's starting to go through puberty.
New emotions.
13. They're new emotions, teenage emotions, boredom, anxiety, embarrassment, nostalgia, just a little bit. Start to nostalgize a little bit. Oh, I remember when I was in middle school, etc., etc.
Middle school.
Like I did yesterday when I was watching Lemonade Mouth with John. That was nostalgic, even though I'm not really.
I don't know.
Old enough. Well, that's another podcast episode. We'll wait there. So anyway, so the whole point of Inside Out 2 is exploring this like struggle, especially I think nowadays, is the struggle that teenagers have with anxiety. This is a very anxious time period, and mainly a lot of anxiety comes from the pressure to I need to earn respect. I need to earn a place in the world, right? Who am I, and am I liked? Am I accepted? Am I good enough? And if I'm not, I need to do X, Y, and Z things in order to earn those things, right? I need to earn respect. I need to earn like love. I need to earn friendship, right?
Self-glorification.
In a way, right? And so, it becomes so. I mean, part of the struggle with Riley is that she has so much anxiety, and all of it is driven towards this idealized like version of self that she thinks, or her mind thinks this is what happiness is gonna be like, right?
Yeah.
If I can just manufacture like a self, right? Replace my identity in something that I earn, then I'll be like happy. And it actually, I mean, the whole point of the lesson learned is that all of that just is like a positive, whatever you call those things, like a positive feedback loop where it's just anxious, like following anxious thoughts to the end of whatever to their true end leads to more anxiety. So it's just like then at the end of the day, it's just like you're never really good enough, and so you're always trying to do that. And I was thinking, so then with what Drew Hunter said recently about like, what's the biggest growth in that interview?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's the biggest growth he went through this year? Drew Hunter is founder of Tin Man Elite running team on Boulder. And he
just
said,
missed out. Olympic trials are happening right now for the United States. So he finished 4th. Top 3 go to the Olympic team. He finished 4th in the 10K. So he missed the team by one spot, but he was in an interview after. And they're like, what's the biggest, why have you grown so much like this year as a runner? And he said it's because what did he say? He said I don't have the auditory memory. I have no idea what he said. I have the concept in my head. So in the last year he got married and had a daughter. He has another child on the way. But he's like, I don't put my identity solely in running. Like I know who I am. I'm a father, I'm a husband. Like I'm gonna put my identity in those things.
I think it's very Christian ideal. And he's also Catholic, right?
Super Catholic.
Yeah, practicing Catholic. And so that response, like I do not put my identity in running, in what I do. And then also in the movie Inside Out, right? Like Riley's identity she tries to put it, or her mind tries to put into a lot of things that are not really herself. And the end result is more anxiety and confusion and panic and just not good stuff. So I was thinking too with like running and marathoning, it's also easy to think like, okay, I was thinking of this the other day when I was running. I was like, it was hot out. I was not doing particularly well.
Weak.
I was not doing particularly well. I felt like I wasn't running well in this run.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but my demons come out on runs, dude. Like the darker inner voices come out, and it's just like, if I can't run, like literally, if I was like running at like a pace that was
to earn love.
Yeah, I think I was running at a pace that was maybe like 10 seconds slower than what I would normally be running, which isn't that crazy. And I was just like, man, if I can't even hit this pace and this is hard, how am I supposed to like break my goal of like this marathon?
Why should I even bother?
You know?
Why even try?
Yeah.
I should just give up now.
Yeah, I'm just not a good runner. I'm just like not. I just
Sneaky.
need to keep like I need to like change a lot of
Yeah,
other
man.
things. And so
Lies.
yeah, and then the anxiety starts to build. You're like, what am I doing? Like I'm never gonna be a good runner, you know? And it's like, well, where's your identity? The challenge is like, where is your identity? I think, and that's the lesson learned for Drew this past year. I think it's also something that Inside Out is like literally preaching is like, where do we really place our identities in?
Nice.
And what is the fruit of all of that? Right?
Nice.
Because if your identity is not in something stable and solid and good, like fatherhood,
Yeah.
or being a good spouse, or something like what we say in the church in being Christian, right? Is that we are children of God the Father,
Yeah.
adopted in Christ. That's a stable foundation.
Mm-hmm.
If my identity is instead in running or something like that, then it becomes this anxious thing because I'm never really good enough. I'm never good enough I'm never gonna match up to like my ideal of where I could be. Yeah.
And that doesn't mean we can't like do good things or take pride in the things we do. Like if you run a great marathon, if you run a marathon, you can take pride in that. You know, we joke about self-glorification, but you can take pride in that accomplishment, in the endured suffering and the sacrifice and the discipline and the glory of the finish. And the thing about the line, like right at the beginning of the liturgy of the Eucharist, like, pray, brethren, that this sacrifice and yours may be acceptable to God, the Almighty Father. So one, we're making sacrifices. And then we respond, may the Lord accept the sacrifice at your hands. Why? Or what? Or for who? For the praise and glory of thy name, for our good, and the good of all his holy church. So when we make sacrifices, like eating whatever we want, unhealthy things, not staying hydrated, when we make sacrifices, enduring heat and physical pain and the mental suffering of your body telling you running isn't something you should be doing. When we endure suffering and we make sacrifices, they are for our good, true, but they're also for the praise and glory of God, and in some mystical way, they can be offered for the good of the whole church. So, multifaceted levels.
Holistic running.
That's what we're all
it doesn't just become this like, I do this for well-being. There's always more. And I think that's like cool thing behind like the vision of like, 10-man elite as a team, it seems like, is like what fuels a person to be good at what they do, say it's running, has to be like a transcendent goal. Otherwise they're not gonna be as good. What's the draw, you know? What's
your why?
What's your why, you know? Dig deep. Deep dish pizza.
Amen.
Dig deep and then find that why. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but anyway, that was my thoughts on Inside Out 2. Good movie. I think it has a lot to say about anxiety, and I think our culture very much needs to understand that. I think I think it's better to contextualize it within Christian context because I think then it starts to make sense.
Yeah.
The full picture.
Yeah.
I would say so. I think that is the fullness of it, is that like, I'm not just a good person or a bad person because of what I do or what I can do.
Yeah.
But because I'm just made good by
any story worth telling or worth watching or worth digesting is
all things
aligns with some part of the fullness of truth, which
Yeah.
is Jesus Christ and the gospel message.
All things beautiful belong in the treasury of the church.
Amen.
As a source.
Who's
All right,
that?
we're almost out of time. JP2 does say, he says
nice.
that all things true and beautiful find their home in the church.
Who is a saint who the government officials are like, you need to give us all the treasures of the church?
St. Lawrence.
St. Lawrence.
And then he's like, okay.
Okay. And then
And
he
then
fills
come
the
back
church with like
with the poor.
the poor and the broken and like the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
And the government comes back and he goes, these are the treasures of the church.
And then the governments are like, fire up the grill.
And he still got the jokes.
Yep, and he still got the jokes.
He still got the jokes.
According to legend, there as he was being martyred via cooked
He
on
was
a grill.
getting cooked.
He
Not Gen Z cooked. Like actually fried.
like
on a
martyred cooked, like
Martyred cooked.
killed for the faith cooked.
Sheesh.
And he was getting cooked, and then he told his torturer or executor, "I'm done on this side. Turn me over." Dark.
Brutal.
That's how you know Christian. That's true Christian joy right there, man. You're like, look, I'm being murdered right now. Praise be Jesus Christ.
We got to come up with
That's the current legend.
with an
true.
equally cool line for when our legs are
Being cooked.
but not like this is Gen Z cooked when
Yeah.
like our legs are just toast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What'd you call it?
I don't know. I said
Get any
a lot.
more biofreeze. I don't feel pain anymore.
Nothing hurts anymore.
Nothing hurts
I feel
anymore.
kind of free.
I feel kind of free. Slather that biofreeze on like crazy.
Oh man. Well,
Well, I think we're almost out of time. I think the goal for this marathon will be to have my legs smell like biofreeze for a month after the marathon.
Oh,
Almost like when a priest gets ordained a priest, their hands smell like chrism for a long while. I'm trying to smell like biofreeze. Go numb.
I hope Sister hears this and sends you a strongly worded email about how that's not the goal of the marathon.
Oh shoot, not recording anymore. No. Our audio went out.
What do you mean?
Oh no, my laptop died. No.